A Star Wars Story. Besben and the Young Princess Helen. In the year 3050, at the end of planet Earth's final demise, a young Jedi Knight named Besben, located in the planet Mustafar, a fire-lavy planet, who lives with his young wife Princess Helen, discovers the ways of the dark side of the Force by studying the determination of organisms in lava, specifically a local animal native to Mustafar, a small raccoon-looking type animal that is red called Holzay. Besben watched one Holzay slip into the lava in Mustafar, so he found it amusing and began using his well-known force push to push local Holzay in the lava in Mustafar that would play near. So with his enjoyment in the death of Holzay, he changed his personality and became a torture of life that the Force gives to all things. So he studied deeper into ways of torture with wayward travelers to Mustafar, like younglings there for a mission and traitors. So he would do this and disarm them, and tie them up, and drag them down to the rocks and drop in all the people he seemed fit. And through his energy the Force changed in him, and he discovered new powers. His body became more thin and pale, and his personality became slow and chilly, like a chill of death. And he gave himself the name Darth Flamer, because he would scorch people. And he discovered that he had the ability to burn organisms with the Force, in a bright orange wave. And his wife Princess Helen found out about him, and his turn to the dark side, and was supportive about his decision, even though they cost him some of his features and personality. But as long as he stayed ally to the dark side of the Force, he would suffer these consequences. So eventually Besben heard his wife crying in her room, and said, "What's wrong?" And she said, she spoke with a fortune teller on Hoth, a jungle planet. And she said that she would die in a few days due to Besben's bad behavior, because the dark side of the Force was growing too much and quickly on Besben. And the Force would kill her if Besben continued walking the dark path, because the Force's energy was growing ever archaic on Besben, obviously physically. So Besben decided he loved his wife too much, and wanted to stay with Helen. So he gave up the dark side of the Force, by stopping his murder spree, and the dark side of the Force eventually left him. And Besben reacquired his Jedi Knight light side powers, and gave up his Darth Flamer name and persona. And even his body came back. So they moved to Hoth and had a family. And the two lived happily ever after, and had a family, saving his wife Princess Helen from certain death by his hands. And Besben eventually left the Force altogether, and the Force was on its own for now.